This is the video guide for step 3 of the challenge. So in this challenge, we want you to focus on jobs and employers within Handshake. So this is the main screen of Handshake, as you know. So if you go up to jobs, you should see a selection of jobs on the left-hand side. And these jobs should be tailored to the preferences you completed in step 1. So if you haven't put a lot of preferences in step 1, then go back to that video and look at how to change them and put a few more in, and then that will help your jobs that you've been presented with to be more tailored towards the kind of jobs you're looking for. However, you can also search by location here. You can also search by sort of different filters like full-time job and internship and part-time. Also in all filters, you're able to drill down even more. So you might want to search by types of names of employers or industries of employers. Make those settings, then click to show the results, and you'll see those particular searches. Now do a little bit of searching, see if you can find some kind of job that you might be interested in applying for, or something you might be interested in applying for in the future, or just research the kind of jobs that are on the platform here. And even if you can't find anything that relates to your industry, try and think about other kind of industries you might also be interested in and do some searches for those. Now, the first part of this step is we want you to save at least one job, which is a bit like favoriting a job. So let's say you like this particular job here. Click on this little icon here, and the job will now be saved. So if you go into your saved jobs at this tab at the top, you'll see the job comes up and it's now saved. So it's just a useful feature as you're going around and finding things. You can just save them so you can come back to them later. Not too much later because they might expire, but it's a way of actually favoriting them so you can see them again. Now, the next thing we want you to do is we want you to have a look at employers on the platform. So if you click on employers on this tab here, you'll see that at the moment, at the time of recording, there's 10,121 employers inside Handshake that you can sort of find out more about. And hopefully you might search by an industry, you might decide to search by a location. So use some of these filters to do some searching for the kind of companies you're looking for and the kind of areas you're looking for potentially for now or the future. And then we want you to follow at least one employer. And when you follow it, it looks like that. And you can show the ones that you're following by clicking on this little tab here, and then it'll just show you the ones that you're following. So it's a bit like the save list we looked at earlier for jobs. When you follow an employer, like I've just done, that employer is made aware that you followed them. And that can lead to employers sending you a message maybe after they've looked at your profile to see if they think they would like to contact you and they'd like to message you. So by following more employers, you'll be more likely to get messages from employers because the more you follow, the more chance you have of somebody liking your profile that we did in the last step and actually sort of contacting you to kind of see if you're interested in talking to them or coming for an interview. So follow at least one employer. The last thing that we want you to do in the challenge is go back to jobs and do some searching and look for any employers that have like a picture against them and a name against them. So these here, this job here has a named person. So when you click on this job, you will, if you scroll down, be able to see their name again, and you'll be able to see there's a send a message option here. What we want you to do is find an employer and send at least one message to one employer, just so you get the feeling of it. Obviously, it would be kind of good if it was the kind of job you were interested in doing, and you might just ask them something that's more general. You don't have to ask them about the role. You could ask them about the job, but you could also say something like, I was wondering what it was like to work for your organization. Just ask them some kind of question as a message and then send the message. So we want you to do that with at least one employer that you find like this. Also, I might note that you can actually request a 15-minute talk with any employers that have these things on them. And if you do really you're interested in a job or a company, you might decide that you want to request a 15-minute video chat. So you might want to do that, but it's not part of the challenge. Just to send one message to one employer is a challenge. Now, if the employer replies, if you look in messages at the top, you'll see the reply from the employer, and you'll be able to read the employer's reply. And then you would be able, if you wanted to, reply back and send the reply back to the employer. So hopefully that's covered everything. The idea really is to save one job, to favourite one employer, and to send one message to one employer. And that would complete this part of the challenge.